All right, so next thing we need to do is install our IntelliJ. All right, so let's go to Windows to Google again, and we're gonna say IntelliJ. There we go, download. We're gonna go to IntelliJ, download the first link there. And this brings us here to this website. And then we are going to go into the community version, right? Because that's all we need. We don't need the ultimate version. Go to download, and it will take you here. And as it starts downloading, it may take a few minutes, and that'll come back once it's done. All right, it's getting close. It should be done in a second here. And there we go, it's done. So double click. Should be able to then open an installer here. And of course, do you want to allow this app? Yes, indeed. And then we have a wizard here that will take through the process of setting up our IntelliJ IDE. It'll ask us where we want to install. We are just going to give it the destination folder, the default here. Say next, next, and we are a 64-bit because that's my computer. And if you are on a 32-bit computer, then of course you will choose a 32-bit, but I presume that most of you right now have a 64, so let's keep with 64-bit, and we're going to install. All right, once all is installed, we should see this window here popping up, and which says completing IntelliJ IDE Community Edition. So we need to say here, click on run, and we're going to say finish, which will finalize our installation. In order to complete, it's going to say complete installation. It's going to say import IntelliJ IDE settings from. If you already had IntelliJ installed on your computer before, which I doubt you had, if this is your first time programming or installing IntelliJ, we're just going to say do not import settings. Okay, so go like that. And then we have to accept some licensing there. And there we go. So now we are in this page here where we can set the user interface, the theme. Okay, as you can see to the left here, we have the IntelliJ, which has a white background. And to the right, we have the Dracula. If you click on that one, it's going to look like this. I personally like the Dracula because it's good. They say it's good for, it's easier on the eyes. But if you prefer to have this theme here, this white one, go for it. So I'll just go and choose Dracula. In this case here, I'm just going to go ahead and say skip, remain, and set defaults like that. And you will notice the IntelliJ now is running. Give it a few seconds. And there we go. So we're going to click on the create new project. Because it's the first time, we need to actually set where our SDK, or in this case our Java SDK, is installed, right? Say new, and we'll need to go to where we installed our JDK. So it's under program files. Let's say there's Java there and our JDK. So highlight JDK, okay, very important. And you can see here at the top, it gives us the path. So we're in the right place, say okay. Once it's there, we'll go say next. In this case here, we are just going to go ahead and say next. Allow us to create a new project. In this case, we're going to say hello world. We say finish, and we should have a new project popping up in a second here. Always IntelliJ has this pop-up thing that happens. They call it tip of the day. So if you don't want this to show up on startup, just go ahead and click there, okay, and check it and say close. And there we go. Now we have our hello world application. So if you go to source, it takes a few minutes. As you can see at the bottom here, it says indexing. So give it a time. So in this case here, it created our project, and you notice here you had to click on the hello world and go to source for this to open. And then under source here, this is where we're going to put all of our Java classes and all of the stuff. So for now, what we're going to do, we're going to right click, say new. We're going to add a new package. Okay, we're just going to say hello. And inside of that package, we're going to right click, say new, Java class. Okay, I'm gonna say hello world and say okay. And there we go, we have our hello world Java class. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to say public static void main. I'm going to say string args, like that. Okay, you don't have to know what all this means, but I'll give it a little bit of explanation here. What this means is that we're creating an entry point to our program, which is our main static void class. Okay, and so inside of our main method, this is where we're going to say system, okay, dot out dot println, and inside our method here we're going to go and say hello world, like that. This is for us to test to make sure that our application will be running. And once we have that done, we can just go ahead and click on run at the top here and say run, and say run hello world. It's parsing, doing all the builds and everything that needs to be done, and pretty soon we should see, look at that, it says here hello world at the bottom. Okay, let's change this to something else perhaps. Let's just say hello Java world. And we're going to go ahead, and the moment we change that, we ran it for the first time. Notice that our green button here is there. So run again. We should see the output at the bottom here in our console to say exactly what we wrote at the top here. Hello Java world. So in this video, we were able to install our IntelliJ IDEA IDE, which will allow us to write Java code. This means that your development machine environment is now set up for some fun coding. Perfect. I'll see you in the next video.